That's the way we scripted that win today. Talk to our guys just about the attitude we take and making a statement in regards to who we played, and we wanted to put the foot to the pedal and show who we are. When you look back at 2012, Paul Chris' first year, you think about how far we've come as a program, and they got beat by that team coming in here in 12, and then in 15, my first game, we beat them but barely. 17, we go overtime with them. But again, wins are wins. But this third one was the way it's supposed to be. And I think they may have preached all week about, hey, last time we took it to overtime, that was 2017. That was before Coastal Division Championship. So I was just proud of the way those guys went out there and played. I asked them on Tuesday to go get one for my dad out there, just try to make it personal. And they took the challenge and went out there and tattooed him pretty good. So my dad would be fired up as he was watching up there. And excited, so many guys got a chance to play. A lot of guys make plays. That's the way it's supposed to be. If you want to win a championship, that's how you take care of business. Question?
Pat, it seemed like Eli opened up the passing offense by hitting a lot of underneath targets early when Youngstown State was trying to take away the deep ball, and then once they reverted to taking away the underneath, he was able to go deep. What can you say about his progression as a decision?
Coach Bell's done a great job coaching him. Eli's, very coachable. Again, taking what they're giving you as we always, try to do. But just the way he ran with the ball as well. I mean, rushed for 100 yards as well, throwing for 250. And that's a heck of a ball game by him. And then you watch Nate Yarnell come in and play, pretty efficient as well. So I was happy for both those guys. We're happy to be able to get Nate and all those other guys in as well.
Eli said he wanted to go back in and get his official 100 rushing yards. He said that you told him to sit back down on the bench.
I didn't say anything to him. Kate might have told him to sit down. He never asked me. But I might have put him back out there.
You talked about not caring about time of possession the other day. I mean, you had I think 3 or 4 drives today where you scored in 2 plays or less. I mean, what's kind of the efficiency when you see something like that?
Tell you what, when you score touchdowns, it makes it easy on the defense. Time possession, really even last year wasn't relevant. Neither was it in 2021. I'm not very sure we won it, but put your defense in the spot out there. But I think the defense likes to play with the lead, and when you're explosive on offense, it makes your job a heck of a lot easier. We're playing more plays, but we doubled their yards today, and they made a couple plays, stuff that we did. Not happy with some of the mistakes we had, especially that last touchdown. We make a coverage check, and we make the check, and we don't play the check, which is ridiculous. It can't happen. All in all, we'll clean it up. We have 2 weeks to live with this one, and moving on to North Carolina.
Hey, you played Youngstown before, 2 other times before. Why did you feel the particular need to honor your father today?
I don't know. It hit me. Number one, my brother came last week, brought me a bunch of pictures, and I saw him in that shirt and the cutoffs, and I was like, so that was one of the reasons. Again, just out of the blue, opened up a box in the basement, found some pictures. That was one of them. Just trying to make it personal. One of the things we did in the off season, just to get our team closer. We did a lot of talking as a team. Mentor meetings. I had 4 guys with me. Every coach, every staff member had 4. So we split the team up and kind of talked about who your hero was, what your hardship was in life, and and a highlight in your life. And just as I talked, with every group, I mean, you think about, I met with 4 at a time, 4 players, and a staff member the whole time, and talked about who my hero was, and the hardships I went through growing up and losing your dad at age 51, 6 kids and all that. And I just thought, Dad would want this thing done the right way. And I don't know if we had the firepower back in 2017 to do it that way, but just matched up that way, and it's a good deal.
Pat, you've been around Daniel Carter for 6 years. What did he show you tonight?
Daniel, he's had some talented backs, whether it was Izzy in front of him, and then obviously Desmond didn't play today, and he'll be ready. He could have probably played if we wanted him to, if we needed him. But we thought, let Derek go and let Daniel Carter go, and let's see what they got. It's just going to build them. It just deepens that backfield. Chef got some snaps as well. They had a long run, which I knew as soon as he turned the corner, I was like, there's no way they're catching him because he's fast. Obviously, he moved from wide receiver to the running back spot probably at the end of camp. So, I'm happy for Daniel. He deserves that. He's a guy that's a selfless man. I mean, he's been on the punt team for 3 years. He does a heck of a job as our personal protector. Makes all our calls on our punt team, and for him to get the ball and go out and make plays, I was happy for him.
What's it like to be 4-0 at this point?
You know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you think about it, it's 4-0, it's one at a time. You know, we got North Carolina's the only thing on my mind right now is where we are there. You know, I guess the first time in history of Pitt football that we're, you know, undefeated in the preseason. The preseason's over now. We're moving to ACC play, and North Carolina's, you know, they're on the clock for us, and we got 2 weeks to prepare and get fresh and get ready to roll.
What does it say about the maturity of this team, though, to be able to lock in the way they have, 2 comeback wins, and then coming off of emotional comeback wins to turn into such a solid performance with the complete practices you said they had this week?
Yeah, I mean, you worry about that release syndrome. That's why, you know, I kind of hit them on Tuesday just with, hey, what are we doing here? You know, there's 12 games in the season. 11 are for you, 1, you give me this one here, and just kind of challenge them to that. But, you know, again, it's easy to get into that, what we call the relief syndrome, where you kind of, you know, big sigh of relief, and you're like, we got that one against West Virginia. But, you know, you can't, you know, those trap games, whatever you want to call them, you know, you can't have any relief. You know, you're college football players. You know, you get one opportunity every week, and you know, you're not like the normal folk out there that maybe takes that English test and pass it, and you have that relief, and then you don't take another test for 4 or 5 weeks, or midterms, whatever it may be. And our guys, you know, understood that and showed up today.
Do you like the placement of the bye early in September, or would you kind of want to keep this rolling?
You know what? You know, I think it's fine. You know, it'll give us a chance to get healthy. You know, the next one's the one after 2 games. You got another one, but you know, I don't think it really matters. You know, whatever they set our schedule up to be, we don't have any say, and I like where it is right now. And you know, we'll just take it as they give it to us.
Eli told us this week.
Putting up 73 points on the scoreboard, does that give you a little momentum going into conference play? Something you can build off of?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you think about the adversity we've been through the last week. It was nice to have kind of a breather here and just explode on them. So yeah, I mean, and it gives our kids confidence. They know what they've got. They still know there's a lot of things we can clean up and make better. Amanda.
Eli told us this week that he was aware of the history with going undefeated in a non-conference schedule, and he said he was telling his teammates we can't approach it as a tune-up. What can you say about him showing that leadership 4 games into his college career?
Yeah, I mean, he's a baby and he's mature. And guess what? I didn't say a word to him about that either. I didn't talk about, hey, we've never done it before. It doesn't matter. It's just 1 game. We just want to be 1-0. And our guys took the challenge and went out and played like they should have today. We did what we should do.
Yeah, obviously, you've said a lot of great things about Kyle Lewis, but what about these past 2 games with him just flying on the ball and generating turnovers?
He's a beast, man. That guy, he's a football player. You know, we knew it in spring ball. You know, I told a lot of the linebackers like he was the dude. And Rasheem Biles is the same kind of guy. They've been explosive on the edge, and we're getting a lot of really, really good plays out of those guys.
Rasheem said he feels like the linebackers are 75% there as far as balancing being aggressive, but also sticking to their roles as linebackers. Where do you feel like that group is as far as doing exactly what you guys are coaching?
You know, they're about where Heem says they are. If Heem says that, when am I going to tell him he's wrong? We'll look at the tape. We'll tell him where he is. But you know, there was a lot of good things. It was a good rushing football team. You know, they had the ball for 37 minutes. I don't think they had an explosive play really. You know, at least in the run game, they might have had a couple 20-yarders. But I know they had the big long pass with busted coverage. So you know, our guys did a nice job. I know there wasn't 4 explosive, which was our goal.
Anything final? Go ahead.
Coach, against Kent State, you said that in the 3rd quarter there was some defensive lapses that you weren't too happy with, and it seemed like in this game, also the huge lead coming out of the half, there was also some defensive lapses in the 3rd quarter. For example, that big play.
Yeah.
Is there something that is mentally going on there coming out of the half?
You know, I think, you know, you're up at whatever, was it 32 points at halftime? And I think there was, you know, we were yelling at them. And again, just coming out with an attitude, and I think that's part of it. But you know, we come out at the half, we got to be ready to roll. And I thought we missed some tackles early, and we got to get them greased up earlier and get them revved up to go.
Chris, you got one here?
Yeah. Eli, thank you. Eli talked to us in the last 2 weeks. He's been very critical of himself. You know, he apologized after Cincinnati, said he didn't come out strong early enough against West Virginia. We talked to him just a little bit ago, and he said he didn't like how he started the second half, and he still feels like he left 2 or 3 touchdowns out there. Did you see him being critical of himself after this game, and how do you see him? How do you like that approach from your quarterback, or not like it?
You gotta love it. He knows what he's done right and wrong. He gets to watch the videotape. He's probably watched the game once already. He'll watch it a couple more times today with the iPad. So he knows what he's missed and what he didn't miss. But you know, he came out and took that sack. He got to throw the ball away in the beginning of that 3rd quarter. I think we we went 3-0 and punted, you know, to start the third quarter, so. But again, you gotta love a quarterback that's critical of himself, you gotta love that, you know, he's not thinking that he's all special and done everything the right way, and that's what you want.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.